That feeling of being different like lit a fire up under me. I realized something. I could either shrink myself to fit in, or I could hold on to the rhythm of my voice that was truly mine. And so I chose me, book. So much so to the point that when I finished writing my first book, Foolish, I vowed to never code switch again. The turning point came where I stopped caring about what other people thought that I should sound like. I started writing like me. That meant being okay with not seeming polished as one would suggest. Also, letting that show up in my writing unapologetically.
When I was born, grandmama could see it. I be Bentley driven and very strategic. Orange fleet, diamonds are needed. Floors are heated, so be it, so be it.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. I am Mac. Today, I want to get real with y'all about something real quick. Something that took me forever to figure out. My voice as a writer. My God, on today. And what I mean by my voice as a writer, your voice as a writer, is that thing that you do, that only you can do, that makes people go, that's such and such, before they even know it's you. I used to think that something like finding your voice is something that just kind of like magically happens and magically appears as you continue to write. Psych. So in this video, we're going to be talking about finding your voice, what it looked like for me finding my voice, and what you can do to find yours. Stay tuned. So I did the thing that a lot of us writers do when we first start to like quote unquote professionally write. I tried to sound like everybody but myself. Authors I admired, books I was obsessed with, even people on the internet. I thought the way that my voice sounded had to fit into some type of specific mold. And guess what? It sounded like everybody else, flat, boring, and me, nowhere to be found. But in order for y'all to really understand my journey into finding my voice, I gotta take you back real quick. I grew up in the backwoods of Virginia in a small town called Farmville. But the way that people spoke, their dialect really shaped me as a young child. Then in elementary school, I moved to Pennsylvania. And suddenly, where I never before got teased about how I talked, how I sounded, I was getting teased every day. They laughed at me. They made me feel like the way that I spoke and my words weren't normal, whatever that is. Every time I opened my mouth, I felt like I was under a microscope. I went from being proud in my voice and how I spoke to questioning if the way that I spoke was wrong. But because I'm me, and because I obviously like a challenge, that feeling of being different like lit a fire up under me. I realized something. I could either shrink myself to fit in, or I could hold on to the rhythm of my voice that was truly mine. And so I chose me, book. So much so to the point that when I finished writing my first book, Foolish, I vowed to never code switch again. The turning point came where I stopped caring about what other people thought that I should sound like. I started writing like me. That meant being okay with not seeming polished as one would suggest, but also letting that show up in my writing unapologetically. So, what helped? I'm glad you asked. There are 4 things that really helped me as a writer establish my own voice and authority. Number 1, reading things that made me feel like, oh, so this is what writing can do. I'm talking about authors who are unapologetic in their voice. Toni Morrison, Octavia Butler, all the greats who put pen or finger to typewriter and let it just come out. It made me feel like if these authors and these literary giants who I admire so much can do this so unapologetically, so can I. Number 2, writing even when it sounded like garbage. Seriously, you kind of want it to sound like garbage at first. That's how you find your voice. That's where you figure out what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and sorry to say, not sorry, Foolish would not have existed if it didn't sound like garbage first. Number 3, letting myself break rules. Grammar out the window. Conventions, optional. Flow, however I wanted it to flow. This is a little secret that I never really say out loud, but I'm gonna give y'all to see. There are so many errors, both grammatically and otherwise, in Foolish and Foolish 2, and they're there on purpose. Because guess what? People are still reading the book. Number 4, listening to my instinct. What feels real, what doesn't feel real, what makes my skin crawl, things that make me laugh. To me, that's where I feel the most at home in my voice. Finding your voice as an author and a writer is not about making people like you. It's about you making you like yourself on the page. If your words feel like you, they'll resonate with the people that read your books. And as someone who is not just a writer, but also a hoodoo practitioner whose writing is conjure, that's where the conjure lies. That's where the magic is. So if you are struggling to find your voice, here's my advice. Write the words that scare you, write the words that confuse you, and keep writing them. Keep showing up. And eventually your voice is going to find you. Alrighty, Bookie, that is my little heart to heart from writer to writer for today. If this resonated, drop a comment, share your story, and keep writing. Peace, y'all.